Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you Desert Storm: The Unfinished Victory, a game designed by Thomas M. Honsa and published by Pacific Rim Publishing. The game can still be purchased by their main website, pacificrimpublishing.com, and it will cost you $15 plus the shipping costs. The game comes in a ziplock, at least my copy was ziplocked, and this is the cover of the game. The back of the cover is also used as a part of the game itself, because here you have a little bit of background of the war from the start, from the Iraqi invasion of Kuwait till basically all the end, and some what if scenarios. Then here you have the units showdown alongside the map. Here on the top you have the Iraqi side, the Republican Guard, the air units, the Scud missiles, and the regular army. And on the bottom you have the coalition units, the US ground and air, Egyptian units, French ground and air, Syrian ground units, UK ground units and air units, Saudi Arabian and air units. And here you have the map. It is just a little image of the map. The map is more bigger. Then the cover also serves as an important part of the game, because here you have the Iraqi political maneuvers and the Iraqi military postures that are used in the solitaire game to represent how the Iraqi could have reacted. And this creates a little bit of replayability, because the Iraqi may act different times and may create different challenges for the coalition player. Here you have the modifiers, here you have the sequence of play, here you have the Iraqi ground unit strength table, and here you have another modifiers for combat, and then here you have the combat results table, used both for 2 players version and solitaire game. Then you have the main rules. The rules are 12 pages long. They are not too hard to learn. They are well written. There are some cases where the rules are a little bit tricky to understand, but it is not a big effort to learn them all, and it will not be hard for an experienced wargamer, and maybe a little bit for a new wargamer, because you have the different political actions, military actions, integration with ground combat and air combat, etc. So it may create some difficulties. And also you don't have any images. It is an old style rulebook, just words. You have to use your imagination. Here it is an important part of the rulebook, because you have the variants. You have 3 variants, and the first one here, the mother of all battles. Basically it is a what if Saddam hadn't gotten the political victory and opted for a military one, and you have more military available, and the Iraqi player can play more aggressively. In the second variant you have a what if scenario where George Bush actually insisted to invade Iraq earlier than he invaded in real life. So instead of 1991, he invaded in October 1990, and you have far less units to play. and will create a much more hard scenario to win for the coalition. And then in the number 3, you have basically Israel retaliation against Iraq, which will create some maluses for the Iraqi player. And then you have a lot of rules for the solitaire play. So in this game, you not only you have the main 2 players game, but also you have 3 variants and the solitaire game. So for a $15 game, you get a lot to play. You get a lot of game. Then here you have the counters. They are thick and they are of good quality. There are small counters, and here on the top you have the Iraqi units, and down here you have the American and coalition units. Here it is the back. As you noticed, the coalition units have standard numbers for attack and defense, while the Iraqi units have only letters from A to B to indicate their level of training and how they will act and react in the battlefield. And then here you have the game map. The game map is made of special paper, in a sense that it is not just regular paper, it's a little bit more thicker, but I recommend to play under a plexiglass because it is not that thick and durable. Here you have the turn track, and you have the coalition resources, and on here you have the Iraqi resources. Basically in this game, each time you declare an attack or a defense, you have to spend command points. So you really need to track and to think before you move, because you would not want to run out of command points. Down here you have off-map air bases, close air support. You have air bases from Oman, Turkey, Riyadh, sorry for that, Dhahran 1 and Dhahran 2. Then here you have the same for the Iraqi player. As you see, the Iraqi command points are not as much as the coalition ones, but they have more commanders. So this can create challenges, because the Iraqi may think they have more, but they have actually less available options, while the coalition can activate much more. And here you have the Iraqi victory points. In fact, in this game, only the Iraqi player keeps track of victory points, and in the 2 players game, when he reaches 55 points, he wins the game. And this is the main victory condition for the Iraqi player. The coalition player, in order to win, he needs to occupy Kuwait city and to eliminate 3 full Iraqi Republican Guard divisions. Any other results are Iraqi victory, is an Iraqi victory. Sorry. Then here, this is the game map. The game map portrays a portion of Iraq, the whole Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and a little bit of Iran. It is easy. The counter starting positions are printed on the board, which is maybe someone wouldn't find it amusing, but it is. It is how it is made. And you have pretty much desert As the terrain effects say, it is desert. And to me, I don't know, I don't really know the exact terrain conformation of those regions, but having a much more variety of terrains helps create more tactical options. And in these cases we have desert, coastal, and city, road, and marshes. Marshes are only used there in near the border with Iran, but basically most of the action will take place in the desert with no effects, no movement points. So it is pretty, I don't know, this will not give you so much tactical options, as I said before, which is a little bit of a shame. But basically, this is the game. Here it is the map, the counters, the rules, and the board. So for a $15 game, it is really good. Also, it is a game that tells you about the Desert Storm campaign, a topic which is not covered enough in board games, because one may think that it is a one side only and the coalition player in this case, but to me it can be studied a little more, but still it is a good game. So what are you waiting for? This M1 here is waiting for you, and the Desert Storm campaign is here. The tanks are rolling, the desert is calling you. Out.